What is going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. For those of you wondering where I've been, I've taken the last couple of days off just to kind of reset and took a little bit of a break from social media and YouTube in general. But I am back, and I do have a lot to say, and I will be back at it with videos and live streams this week. I will be going live for the Raptors and Spurs game on Wednesday. Moving forward, I will probably focus on doing the game of the week in terms of my live streams. As far as my video content goes, I'll be looking to drop a video at least 5 times a week. So let's dive into what I want to talk about today, and that is Pascal Siakam, the elephant in the room. Even though I did not do a stream last night when the Raptors took on the Knicks, and even though I was watching WrestleMania as well, I did watch that Raptors versus Knicks game, and this prompted me to tell you the truth about Pascal Siakam. Before we get into it, please do me solid, hit that like button, sub to the channel if you are new. A bunch of y'all are watching my videos but are not subscribed. It takes 2 seconds. Make sure that red subscribe button is clicked and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video from yours truly. And as always, leave your comments down below because I know you're all going to have a lot to say about this. Pascal Siakam, let's talk about him. Pascal Siakam right now is making max money, and he has not lived up to those expectations of being a max player. You look at Siakam right now, and you can't help but feel frustrated when you see how he plays in late game situations. And before we talk about how Siakam has fared in big time moments, the reason why there's an outcry every single time Siakam doesn't perform under the bright lights is you got to remember, he's making $30 million a year this season. He's going to be making $37 million a year in 2023, 2024. So we're allowed to have high expectations of a guy who's making this type of money. And for those people who say you only criticize Siakam when he makes mistakes, let me say this to all of you. If you are at your job in a high earning role and you make a mistake, you will be reprimanded for that mistake. It doesn't matter if you did well 2 weeks ago. You are judged with your present moves. And with Siakam, we can't look to the past and always reference he did help the Raptors clinch a championship. We gotta face the reality that when push comes to shove, Pascal Siakam is not that go-to guy that the Raptors had hoped for. And this isn't about him finding himself again. This isn't about, will the Pascal Siakam before the bubble come back? This is who he is. Siakam is great defensively. He does have his moments offensively. But it looks like in the final 5 minutes of a game, he looks very uncomfortable. And you could tell a lot about a player on how they perform in the last 5 minutes of a game. It starts with not having that clutch gene. How many times has Siakam come up empty-handed with the game on the line? But this goes beyond the missed buzzer beaters because it happens to the best of them. It's the overall execution and decision making. Take the Knicks game as another example of this. With under 5 minutes to go, Siakam had 2 excellent takes to the basket that I can recall, and he hesitated on both situations. Then, of course, the biggest blunder, and the one that everybody's talking about, still to this moment, is the double dribble that happened when, once again, Siakam was indecisive on what he was going to do. He didn't know if he wanted to pass the ball or attack the basket, and that led to a very big mistake, which ultimately cost the Raptors the basketball game. Gary Trent Jr. is the closest thing the Raptors have to a go-to guy right now on this team. Now, the fact that Siakam isn't a go-to guy is okay, but it's time the Raptors embrace that, Raptors management embraces that, and stop relying on this guy in big-time moments. I said it before, I'll say it again. Pascal Siakam is the perfect Robin. He is not the Batman. So now the Raptors got to figure out who that Batman is for Pascal Siakam to go back to his role where he was most effective, and that was playing alongside a Kawhi Leonard type player. So now the Raptors got a situation at hand because you're paying Siakam all this money. He's not what you thought he was going to be. How can you make this work? If it requires the Raptors maybe having to trade a Siakam to get that go-to guy, that might be a decision that Masai Ujiri has to think about. I know a lot of fans are frustrated when they see Siakam play poorly, but I think collectively, people got to change their expectations of Siakam. I think that's where it lingers. I think the fact that people expected so highly of him and people automatically assumed that he was going to take the reins from Kawhi has led to unnecessary hate. But again, when a dude's making all that money, you're allowed to have those high expectations. But let this be the moment where we all step back and just realize Siakam for who he is. He's a solid B-type player. I hope Gary Trent Jr. can continue to progress because I think he has it in him. He's still so young, so raw. I'm not saying he can be as good as a Kawhi Leonard, but I think Gary Trent Jr. can be that guy that you rely on. I mean, he's already shown us what he can do in such a small sample size. And I can tell in a player how they are, especially with how they perform in the late game. You see Gary Trent Jr., his body language is different. He wants the ball. He looks so much more confident compared to a guy like Pascal Siakam in those moments. But if Gary Trent doesn't end up being that guy, then like I said, the Raptors have to go get that guy if they once again want to be considered a legitimate championship team. The truth about Pascal Siakam, he wasn't worth the contract that he was given. It is what it is. Teams make mistakes. It was a gamble they took. But I don't think Siakam will elevate his game out of the bloom. I think this is it from him. And I think what will be best for his game is if the Raptors do get a big-time player and Siakam could go back to his role, a role that he is much more comfortable in. And we saw how big that can be for the Raptors during that 2019 championship run. So that is my take on Siakam. Again, this is no hate towards him. I love his story. Shows a lot of good signs out there. He is not completely useless. He is not a pylon. Some of the slander out there is ridiculous, and you just got to stop with that. I am not hating on Siakam in any way. I'm simply just telling you the truth about his game. So that's my take on Pascal Siakam, the truth, if you will. Do you agree with this? Do you think Siakam is not that go-to guy, and do you think he's a Robin at best? Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Hit a like on this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. And what is your take on Siakam and the Raptors season moving forward? And yeah, consider following me on social media where we can keep the conversation rolling. That's Instagram at Luca Rosano, Twitter Luca Rosano3, and TikTok Luca.Rosano. Moving forward, as it pertains to the streams, I'm probably going to be doing one a week, but the videos will be coming in heavy. It's not going to just be Raptors content. I've expanded out to NBA content. You can check out some of my NBA videos that I posted last week. And I hope you, as always, enjoy my content and leave a like and subscribe. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next video. Until next time, be great and stay blessed. Peace.